it is a bit of a harder journey than just picking up a historical novel about some other period of time.
Yeah, as we talked earlier, how do you read the Bible? Well, the Bible is a collection of books, and therefore you have to understand each book is where it's it's very unique in that regard, right? Where if you were to go pick up any other book from antiquity, it fits inside, maybe not any other book, but most of the pop culture ones that we would talk about today, it fits inside this genre. When you're reading this, you read, as we mentioned earlier, if you're reading the Iliad or Odyssey, you're reading mythology. You are, right? Mythology is not in the Bible. These are different genres, right? But there is poetry, there is wisdom, there is historical conversations in the Bible. Understand that, but it is hard because it switches around as you're moving through this thing. And so I would say that it would be a mistake to read Revelation the way that you would read Luke, right?
Yes, it would be a mistake to do that. But there's certainly value in, for example, the story of Job. Even though there isn't any historical attesting to the fact that a man named Job ever lived. And in fact, they really don't know when that book was written or by who. But that book, on a specific level, teaches us more about how to endure suffering than any other book in the Bible. And so without it, we wouldn't have answers to the question about what is suffering, what causes suffering, and what are we to do about the question of suffering. So it's hugely valuable, has huge value.
100% agree. Yeah, I mean, how often are you in a hard season of life and you're thinking or meditating on what's going on, and there's a story from Job pop in your brain, and you're like, oh, okay, I can get through this, right?
Yeah, equally true with like the Psalms and David's journey and story of what had happened to him and how he writes this absolutely beautiful poetry that we can relate to about that we do suffer and yet we believe. It's the combination of the two that make us distinct and really make us believers in God. So yeah, you need every single one of those books, whether you know it or not.